Hey Holly, I heard that you've got the Diagon Lego set. Here's a lighting kit. We'd love to see you light it up.
Hey guys, it's Holly. So when it comes to upgrading, I feel like your Lego sets and your Lego display, there are two main things that really come to mind for me. The first is like display cases and stands and things like that. And the second one is lighting kits. And I have always sort of felt the same way as I do about lighting kits as I do like display cases for sets, and that there are really only a select few sets that I feel like really deserve it. Being a large Lego collector and having a lot of sets, like it's not like I'm buying like a couple one-off pieces. I really feel like if I was going to invest that money and invest the time as well to install these things, I want it to be on sets that I really enjoy. So for me, that is things like modulars. I feel like, you know, just like your favorite Lego Ideas sets, the Winter Village, like all of those types of things are amazing, or like large D2C sets. And with all that being said, I'm really excited to share with you today a light kit for Diagon Alley, complete from LightMyBricks. So Geordie and the team at LightMyBricks very kindly sent this over to me to try out, and it took me a very long time to install. In fact, I've had this light kit for several months, and like the process has just taken me a very long time, and trying to get it done in between everything else. It's been a very long process, but I am really happy with how the whole thing turned out. And I say that this is a long process because this set is giant. I mean, it's one of the largest Lego sets of all time with like 4 modular buildings. It's also one of those sets that I think tends to lean itself really nicely to a light kit because there's a lot of really authentic places where you could put lights in. I mean, just Diagon Alley in general, seeing that all lit up, it's a ton of stores, like it makes sense. In total, I think this would have maybe taken me like 6 to 7 hours or something like that, because you do have to sort of deconstruct the set and be very careful as well when installing these lights. And this isn't my first experience with a LightMyBricks light kit. Last year, I bought myself one for the Winter Village Santa's Visit set in order to sort of light it up for my Christmas display, and overall, I absolutely loved it. We had it lit up throughout the entirety of December, and it was really good, super bright, and I absolutely loved it. And that's exactly why I feel like Diagon Alley is one of those sets that is just perfect for a light kit. Like I said, it just lends itself really nicely just due to the nature of the set. It's also one of those giant D2C sets, so you really, I think, want to put a little bit more detail and a little bit more time, effort, and care into those types of sets because they really are massive statement pieces. So I'm really excited to show you guys the light kit. I've taken it all out of my shelf so I can really show it to you properly. However, I also do want to show you how I plan on implementing it in my shelf, considering I actually have the model split into like 2 sections. I've got 2 buildings on one shelf, and on the shelf underneath it, I have the other 2, and I think this can still work in my Billy bookcase, so I'll show you that after. But here is the light kit all lit up. So the first thing to do with any light kit is firstly install it, and they are very fiddly, they are very time consuming, and personally, at least I find it's easier to do it once the set is built, because at least with the LightMyBricks instructions, they do tell you to take apart the set in a certain way. I feel like it would be a lot more difficult if you were to try and install this while building, but that is just my own personal experience. And because Diagon Alley is such a large set as well, this was a very long process. It took a very long time. These lights are delicate, you can't rush things, but the overall end result is well worth the time. From the outside, you really can't see any wires with the exception of Ollivanders, but even then they don't stand out that much. They are so thin and streamlined. It's really neat and tidy, and even on the inside, you can sometimes still see a couple of things, but I mean, partially I put that down to my own installation process, but also I think at the end of the day, it is inevitable that you will see a few wires here and there, but then again, I have my set displayed from the exterior, like I'm not really looking at the interior all that much, so at least to me, it isn't really an issue. Now, throughout the set, there are a variety of connecting cables that can all connect onto this one little board, and overall, once it is all lit up together, it looks spectacular. Now, I feel like, I guess the prime version to do this is definitely, you know, have the whole thing in one street. However, it is possible to sort of connect this on a shelf. That's personally what I managed to do, but I wanted to show it all just, I guess, as the set was intended to be, and that is all in one street, all lit up at night, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I specifically love the Weasley's Wizard Wheezes store because of all of like the multicolors and like the flashing lights. I just think it brings a lot of personality. I mean, that store has a lot of personality to begin with, so I think it just really comes alive. I also love how like some of the candles are flickering. Just that little attention to detail is absolutely lovely. Now, a lot of the lights do belong in the interiors, and luckily because Diagon Alley has so many windows, you can see a lot of them like really neatly through the window. Like there's nothing that's really being blocked off, and all of these lights are very bright as well. They do stand out really easily. They're not very dim. They are very bright and colorful, and overall just look absolutely fantastic. Now, the way I've set this up as well is that LightMyBricks actually give you like a USB connector that you can use, so you could power this into a power bank. But what I did is I bought one of their little battery packs so I could plug that USB into that battery pack and just run this whole thing off a little switch, which was really, really easy. And I also got some extra connecting cables just so that I could put this on my shelf and I wouldn't have to worry about the cables not reaching or anything. And overall, it just made my whole process a little bit easier when it came to displaying on my own setup. And I mean, those additional things really didn't cost that much. I think it was like 20 bucks in total to get them both. And it just made a world of difference with my particular layout that I was going for. So luckily, because these cables are so thin, I was actually able to run them down the back of my shelf. Now, my Billy bookcase, the back of it does sort of bend and bow out just a little tiny bit, which meant that I could feed these cables down the back and sort of connect the two buildings on the top shelf together, and then feed that down the bottom, connect the other two buildings to those two buildings, and then I fed it down again onto a third shelf, which is where I have the battery power pack, which is on my little Star Wars shelf here. I just felt that it blended in a little bit better. It didn't stand out quite as much, and it was easy then to flick them on and off. So this whole thing is connected just on one power switch, which I love, and it really makes me want to get light kits for Grimmauld Place, the Shrieking Shack, and Hogsmeade. So that is the whole light kit for Diagon Alley by LightMyBricks. I love the quality of these light kits. I think they are some of the best ones on the market out there, and also just the entire range is really expensive. There's a lot of options as well if you wanted to look into some custom stuff. I also know people who have bought their light kits for the Titanic and the Disney Castle, and another group of people that have been looking to get it for Home Alone. And overall, I mean, this stuff is amazing. So be sure to check out LightMyBricks on TikTok and Instagram, and also check out their website down below. They also do really good Black Friday deals, so keep them on your radar for like Christmas gifts and Christmas shopping and things like that. I'm really happy with how the whole light kit turned out, and I really feel like it's just gonna add so much more to my Lego display, which I've recently been like trying to upgrade and just make even cooler. So I am so impressed with this stuff. Again, a massive thank you to LightMyBricks for sending me this light kit. I had an absolute blast installing it. But let me know your thoughts on light kits and also just how Diagon Alley looks in general in the comments down below. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel down below. And again, be sure to check out LightMyBricks on TikTok and Instagram and all of their socials. I'll leave them all linked in the description down below. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later.